This lady and this guy were dating without knowing they were blood relatives until they got to the stage where they had to introduce each other to their parents. Then the story started. Story time. Let's listen to the story. So this guy, let me call him Michael and call the lady Jane. Michael and Jane were dating, they were lovers. They loved each other, they met in Lagos and they started dating. So along the line, they fell in love with each other. They were happy with each other and they traveled home to tell their parents about themselves. After all, they were even from the same town. So when Michael got to his parents, the mom said, no, we are blood relatives. She's a relative. Michael refused that he must marry her. The story, that kind of insistence. If I don't marry her, I will die. The mother said, you have to die this time around because this lady is your blood relative. You are cousins. You can't even marry her. So there is no need to threaten me that you will die. Because even if you marry her, you will still die or end up miserable. So they just, how it is with all the dragging and all. And Michael found out that he asked questions from other sources too and found out that he could really not marry the lady. It was so sad, but they had to part their ways. So they started the process of detaching from each other and all of that. So later, Michael met Jane on the way, and Jane was with a friend. And Michael felt he liked the friend, and he called Jane days later, said, Jane, please, can I talk to your friend? I'm really ready to settle down, and I think I like your friend, the one I saw you with in so place. Jane said, okay, I'll see what I can do. She did not talk to the lady who Michael asked her to talk to. Days, months, Michael was actually in love with that same lady. So he was often speaking to Jane to see if she could connect both of them, but Jane was not ready to do that. So after all said and done, Michael was on the way to somewhere one day when he met the same lady, and he took her number from there and they started talking. So later on, he got to the stage of getting married. That was when they got Jane involved in the whole thing. She was no longer dating Michael, actually. Of course, they were related now, so there was nothing there anymore. But Jane felt bad. She felt bad that they had to go and date behind her. I think she still had a bit of love for Michael, which she wasn't saying. But the issue is, the lady and Michael are asking, should they invite Jane to their wedding? Because they were actually best friends. This lady and Jane were actually, let me even call her name, this lady, Cecilia, is friends with Jane. So Cecilia and Michael want to know if it's right to invite Jane to their wedding. They were just trying to avoid all issues. Okay, since she refused to connect us, after this guy has pestered her for a while to connect us, she stood on the way. Because it's the will of God, they finally met each other, started dating, and then got married. So the question is, should she invite Cecilia? Should she invite Jane to their wedding? Should they invite Jane to their wedding? What's your opinion? I want to hear your opinion in the comment section.